3, 2, 1, go. All right, well, I'm gonna. Thank you. I'll go ahead and speak up until I get the word from Orsa. So this is Donkey Kong Country, everybody. There's some tech right away that I'll explain, then I'll kind of just give some game intro. So what you're gonna see first of all is I'm gonna try and get two at once, but I did not. So you're gonna see an extended roll right off the bat. So you see that I did a roll that's much longer than a typical roll you see in Donkey Kong Country, and that's just a matter of pressing and unpressing Y at certain points, certain spots, usually along edges will always help. And it helps you travel pretty farther distance with that roll speed, which is much faster than walking. So, Worlds 1 and 2, pretty standard donkey fare, not too much super thrilling going on here. So, I'll introduce myself. My name's Supreme. I am primarily known for running these games. I've run these games for a long time. Starting with the next game you see, Donkey Kong Country 3. I've been running that since 2014. I think this game, if not late 2014, early 2015. The world record for this game actually just got broken in the past week. We had our very first 31-minute time, which is a pretty big milestone to hit. 31:59 is the world record by Fathlow. We just had Fatso, so that was like on my brain there for a minute. I was going to say the wrong name. But Fathlow. My PB is a 33:50. Which I also just got pretty recently. Oop. You can see me kind of jump through some crawl spaces. Here's another extended roll. Normally that roll will just lead you right into the B, but by pressing Y again right on the edge, you instead kind of keep your horizontal momentum a little bit longer. Ooh, we're just gonna play that safe. There we go. That was a weird bounce off the tire. Fast slow, yeah. So yeah, you're going to see a wide variety, and it's going to kind of go fast and furious. We're going to play through like 40 some odd levels in 30, hopefully about 35 minutes. Water levels are kind of notorious because they're not really difficult to learn how to play, but they are incredibly difficult to learn how to optimize. Even though you have on guard in a lot of them, they can be actually very tricky to kind of get those top IL times. On guard's pretty finicky in this game. You want to kind of cut corners as much as possible without bumping into anything, because if you bump anything, you lose your momentum. So these games, or these levels in particular, can be really tricky to optimize. Yeah, Donkey Kong does not get a ton of usage here. He's mostly valuable as a warp barrel finder. And I'll explain a little bit about that in World 2 and 3. So yeah, this level gets mostly kind of skipped over. There's these nice barrels on top of the level that let you just kind of skim on by. Oh look, I actually had to platform. Here's another extended roll. This is kind of the first big one if you don't do the one in the first level. It's pretty easy. You let go after you pass through the second Kremling, you repress as soon as you go through the third one. Most of these visual cues are most of these tricks are pretty dependent on visual cues. Alright, so that's World 1. We're coming up on our first boss, Naughty. He's, you know, not a lot of time loss, but he's kind of annoying. Because you want to jump on him as soon as he starts descending, because that's when he becomes vulnerable again. But that can be tough, and if you're too early, you just bounce off of him, and he kind of laughs, and you feel really bad. Yeah, I love the DK. Looks like he got like punched in the gut as he's being shot out of the barrel. Alright, this is Winky's Walkway. Namesake for the frog that everybody loves in this game. Hey Winky. Bye Winky. Alright, so we're not actually using Winky on Winky's Walkway. As great as he is, he's not very fast, and that kind of goes against the goals of what I'm doing here. Alright, that was the second hardest level in World 2. So yeah, now we're kind of getting into Warp Central. So for those of you familiar with DKC 2 and 3 runs, you know, there's warp barrels in every level in the first two worlds. The DKC warps are a lot more spread out. You see some in 2, you see some in 3, you see some in 4 and 5. Not in 1 and 6, though. So they're a little bit more spread out. Usually they skip very irritating levels, which is nice. Alright, I'm going to be trying to use these crawl space jumps to my advantage here. And get past these bees, where I normally have to wait. Got them both. Very good. That saves a couple of seconds, which is real nice. And the rest of the level is pretty straightforward. If I... Smart. That's not quite what I wanted. You can try and get that bee past that tire, and you can... Get that in reverse. Get that tire past that bee, and do a tire roll to kind of give you a little bit more of a boost. But that's very minimal. So here's another warp past Stop and Go Station, and we're actually going to abuse Diddy's rolling animation to get through that guy without getting hit. Alright, so now we have another warp, but this one we're going to take a little bit of a different route to get to. Alright, thanks, Donkey. We're going to do what's called a super jump. We're going to store that height from that jump of Donkey going off screen, use it right now, and jump into the barrel. So like I said, Donkey Kong, expert warp barrel finder. And you'll see the super jump again here very soon. Also, if there's any donations now, it'd be pretty solid time.
We do have one donation. Timmy donated $51, and he has no comment, but it goes towards to Fund Mission. It's an incentive, file name incentive, and his name is Cat Bud.
Very good. Alright, so that was World 2. World 3, Donkey Kong Expert Warp Barrel Finder comes into play again, as this Warp Barrel does not actually exist if you were Diddy. And you can actually swap to Donkey. Oh, that's fine. You can actually swap to Donkey right in front of that barrel, and it will just appear in front of your eyes. It's very cute. Another warp, kind of hidden up there. And that's Treetop Town. So the next level actually has various ways of getting through it. You can play it normally, which is boring, right? You can super jump, which is cool, or you can super jump roll. And I'm going for the middle option here. I'm going for the super jump because the super jump roll is a frame perfect trick that if I fail, I either just go into the super jump state anyways like this, or I just have to play the level normally or die and try again. So we're going for the super jump because it still looks cool. I'm gonna let go. I've been holding the B and Y button to continue to gain height. I've let go of the B button now, and you'll see how long it takes to sink back down to Earth. We're just chilling. Make sure you guys donate. There's some great prizes, it looks like. We obviously want to see as many runners get to AGDQ as possible for a great event. And by the way, there's Diddy. So yeah, that was cool. See ya level. Alright, I'm sure you guys want to know, is this guy actually going to play a level normally again? Yeah, here we go. This level is actually pretty difficult, and you're going to see some pretty cool rolls throughout it. Starting... Oh, wait, no, not this one. This is pretty boring. Starting right here. There's a good extended roll. You thought that was cool? Wait for you to see this one. Hey, look at that. So those extended rolls look intimidating, but they're actually not that hard. They all have very good visual timings, visual cues to help you understand where you need to let go and repress Y. This, though, is called an Omega extended roll, and I almost died. But fortunately, I knew that was going to happen, so I was prepared. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed me playing that level normally, because I'm not going to do it on the next one. This will be the first frame perfect trick I'm attempting this run. Fortunately, it has a very low time cost if you fail it. It only gets expensive if you start to fail it a lot. It's called a map warp. And we're going to go to the corner here, down by the third level. Got a second try. And that actually sends me out basically like of a bonus exit. Because Diddy stops for 1 frame on that corner. And if you press any face button, I think also start. I think start also works, but I've never used start. You can, when you stop on that corner, it basically sends you to a different level. Here we have another fish level. This one I don't really like because it's got just a bunch of, it's just got a bunch of stuff in it. That can be a real pain with On Guard to just optimally dodge. That was a nice segment though. Oops. Oh, that's alright. And we are now on to the boss of World 3, Queen Bee. So that's a little bit difficult timing that barrel throw. Your donkey, he obviously, oh crap, not paying attention. Normally I count this out loud. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna be way off though. Oh, I got him. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that worked out nicely actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. That actually went a little bit better than I thought once I stopped counting that first round. So yeah, the only really tricky part of this is that first hit with the Diddy. You have to actually throw the barrel. You can't just run into him. So you have to time that barrel throw to where it will catch the bee at the peak of your throw. So World 4 is kind of where the game kind of starts to ramp up. There's a few difficult levels here and there in the first few worlds, but nothing too intimidating here. This level's got a really tricky roll to it, but it is also pretty standard. Oh, this is cool though, and I didn't do it. That sucks. So if I had jumped properly there, I would have actually gotten what's called a barrel boost. When you hold a barrel and jump on a slope, it kind of sends Diddy flying a lot faster than normal. There's a really dangerous extended roll. If you fail that in any way, you're either going to lose Diddy or you're just going to like hit the ceiling and die. Hit the ceiling of one of the little icebergs. But yeah, Snow Barrel Blast, pretty easy level because you actually skip past the very difficult part. It probably would have been too cool. It is an icy world after all. 3, 4. So wait for 5 bounces to get that guy. We're gonna actually go above the stage here a little bit into this warp barrel. Boom. So Donkey can actually reach that on his own because his model is so big, it actually will just kind of get vacuum sucked into the barrel. Diddy is not, so we do that cool little tech. Obviously, you can lose a little bit of time and just swap to Donkey and swap back to Diddy. But we don't need to do that. So this level is the first time we're seeing our ostrich friend, Espresso. Very, very valuable to have here. Very fast bird. I probably won't talk too much. This level's actually pretty straightforward. But I don't want to lose my bird. Good start. Shoutouts to Espresso's hitboxes being really confusing and very beneficial. All right, so we're kind of at the intermission here. We had the nice opening act. You know, you had some warps, you had some nonsense. Now you get 2 minutes of really comfy music, and then like the actual really difficult part of the game. So this level is actually incredibly difficult to optimize because it's like 2 minutes of swing and 2 minutes of trying to cut corners, not bump into things. You're kind of seeing me kind of cut into the background or the walls just a little bit. We call that cornering. The goal is to do that as much as possible without doing what I just did and bump into the wall. I'm gonna go up here. This also is mashing ASMR for those of you who are into that. Because holding Y doesn't do anything, surprisingly, in this level. It does not make you swim any faster. Really, the only thing they can do is mash B when you're climbing up these vertical chambers. And it turns out, as a left-handed person, that mashing with your right hand can prove to be quite difficult. It does. Oh, shoot. So does holding down when you're trying to just do short swims, and then you don't hold down, and then you run into a wall. That does matter too. So you can actually, if you hold down while you're pressing B, you can kind of do short swims like you saw there. Or you can just hold neutral or, you know, right or left to do less or do a more floaty swim. Rhythm, as far as I know, doesn't matter too much. This was it would have been a fine Croctopus chase if I did not kind of run into the wall face first like I did that one time. I lost probably a good solid second and a half from that. Alright, so here's where things kind of start to ramp up. This level uses a lot of damage boosting you obviously can't see. You want to take advantage of the fact that on the oil drums, if you stand on the edges, like that, you actually will not take damage. You want to kind of almost kiss that guy right there. Boom. Look at that. I think you mean Y. Y does not do anything. B is how you swim. This level uses a lot of tire rolls, so if you get on the edge of the tire and you press Y to roll, you'll actually roll off the tire instead of jump. It can be a little bit dangerous if you are bad at timing your Y presses. See if I want to go for the dangerous strat here. The strat that always kills me. Yeah, why not? For the fans. Alright, we got it. So you can do that, or normally what I do is I typically just wait, because that kills me about 40% of the time. Alright, good stuff. Sneaking under those bees is actually pretty difficult. I have to do a really wonky setup in order just to get it to work for me. Alright, also for the fans, let's see if we can get this. Yay! Look at me, I'm chilling. Same kind of rules apply here. Once he starts going downwards on his last jump, you can... Uh-oh. That sucks. You know... I really wanted to show off a trick here. But I can't do it because Diddy took damage. I'm debating actually just killing myself so I can try and show this off. I'm gonna do it. Oh my gosh! Well, never mind. No, I'm not. Guess we're playing this level as Donkey. That was weird. I did not know that was a thing that could happen. Huh. Well, congrats on the rare Oil Drum Alley as Donkey. Things have gone awfully awry here today, everybody. I'm gonna have to wait for that, aren't I? Yeah. Whee! I've never seen that before either. It's pretty special. Well, let's just get out of this level. That was unfortunate. Okay. So again, I'm abusing the fact that you can land on the edges of those drums, and if the fire is not fully extended, you can also land on the barrel. Alright, here's our last warp of the run. It skips an auto-scroller, so I'm sorry if you enjoy movement, but you weren't going to get it anyways. Welcome to Elevator Antics, or as I like to call it, 1,000 Ways to Die. There's all kinds of wonky things that can go wrong in this level. Yeah, always learn how to play your stages as Donkey, just in case. Despite the fact that I absolutely have never played ODA as Donkey in my life. But that's our secret. Okay, cool. Those two big guys have a bad tendency of killing me. Nice roll. So we're going to try and skip an elevator here with some cute camera manipulation. A well-timed jump, and I was about half a second too slow. Oh well. Whee! So, if I had jumped a little bit sooner, if I had a little bit more faith in not getting hit, I could have rolled under that elevator and not have to wait to the bottom. But it's a little tight, and, you know, better safe than donkey, as I always say. So this is Poison Pond, our last water level of the game. Arguably the most difficult casually. Pretty difficult in a speedrun setting as well, but not that bad because you have on guard. Okay, that was cool. Corners, how do they work? Alright, you're going to see me hopefully clip through a mincer here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Well done. And hopefully I did this right and I did not get hit. I did not. Cool. Alright. I'm going to decide on the fly if I'm going to go for this trick. I'm going to do the first trick. I always do the first trick. That's fast. Whee, look at me go. Now, I'm not going to try and go for the jump roll. So there's a jump roll here, which is a frame perfect trick. It saves about 3 seconds over what I'm currently doing, and the penalty for failure is death. The cart rolling through the air trick, I'm not 100% certain on how it works. I believe the idea is if you get hit and you jump at a certain time, so when I get hit, I hold B. It makes Diddy believe that he's on the ground. That was a really bad ending roll, so I'm just going to bounce there. So once you get over a platform like that, the game's like, oh, hey, that is the ground. What are you doing? And it kind of just sends you back. So we're doing some tire rolls again to kind of minimize our jumping time, which is pretty, you know, slow to do. Oh, no. No, we're fine. And there you go. That's how you make an auto-scroller fast. Alright, welcome to Blackout Basement. Home of me rolling poorly. So, I think it's about every 61 frames the lights flicker off. I basically have the whole level memorized at this point. So, it doesn't impact me too much. Especially because I did a really bad roll at the start. Gotta be careful of this guy down here. Oh, I jumped on him. Cool stuff. That's World 5. We get a very difficult boss here. I know, right? It's real great how it's just some really arbitrary 61 frame number there. 1, 2, 3. Well, normally I can jump into him like the other one, but you have to take that one a little slow, because if you try to hit that second claptrap as soon as it comes out of the barrel, you'll actually take damage. So, and we swapped to Donkey here because he's more adequate for killing these last two. Was that 5? Yeah, it was. We gotta do another kind of delay here because the armadillos do their thing kind of funny. All right, everybody, we are now kind of at our gauntlet here of tricks. You've seen a few super jumps, what should have been a super jump roll attempt that kind of bombed an ODA. And you swap here instead of at the end of the boss because Donkey's fanfare is actually just a little bit shorter. So this world, for pretty much everybody but Faflo, has 3 frames. I don't know if Faflo goes for the 4th one in a typical any all run. There's a 4th one that doesn't save nearly as much time. Yeah, I'm not that great doing slap slides to the right for whatever reason. And I was not thinking about that until I landed and was like on the left side of the level. Alright, so here's our first jump roll attempt of the world. Nah, I started moving to the right way too early. That's unfortunate. So that would have saved me a nice hot 42 seconds. But we'll go for some other frames. Yeah, look at that one though. Hey, a frame. I hit one in this run. It's a miracle. That saves like no time. It's just cute. So, kind of from my experience, hitting the frame there is not that bad. It's the setup. Doing the setup to properly hit the frame actually proves to be more difficult for me. And also, this is an auto-scroller, so if there's any donations or anything you want to plug, this is the perfect time.
We don't have donations, but I want to plug in the incentive for Donkey Kong Country 3. So you still have about 15 minutes or so to donate for a file name, 5 letters, to enter the prize pool for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And yeah, Donnie's still in the lead by $5. So yeah.
All right, perfect timing. Make sure you get those donations in, get that file name in, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Help our runners. All right, so this is Manic Mincers. No trick here, just Rambi. And Rambi actually controls very much like a Rhino. Very slow. It feels like he's got some kind of built-in input delay. But we make the best of the situation. It also feels like he's really oddly placed in this level. I'm not really sure how he helps casual players in this level, because he's actually... Well, it doesn't help me anymore. See ya. We were going to dump him anyways very shortly. We were in fact going to dump him right here. We were just going to use him to kind of skip this section and damage boost off this second wheel. So losing him there wasn't a huge deal. I can't imagine that click spark. That doesn't sound like a very good marathon to me. Alright, so here we got another trick attempt here. Nope. So I was a little late, which meant I got the super jump. So how a super jump roll works is it's basically the combination of a super jump and a jump roll. You store the super jump height, kind of like what I did in World 3. And you also have to hit that 1 frame Y press like you would for a jump roll. So these are frame perfect tricks. Me missing them is, you know, not unexpected. The sad thing is you just really can't afford to try again. It's not like, you know, an easy retry. You usually have to sacrifice a Kong all that good stuff. Yeah, that's probably he is unfortunately the Yoshi of the DKC series. He's a sacrificial lamb for us. So this is Loopy Lights, another level in the dark. Not quite as bad. I mean, you obviously have the lights you can turn on your own. I try not to unless it's basically just in my way. Oh, did not mean to jump off him. We're gonna just do that just in case. Alright, so we're gonna use that tire to get ourselves a little bit more horizontal height. The bird above me. See ya, bird. That was like the slowest roll I've ever seen off of that. Jeez. Some more tire rolls over some pits. That was totally safe, by the way. There was definitely ground underneath there, and if I had missed, I totally would not have died. Totally would have been fine. Alright, last level of the game, last jump roll attempt of the game. Fine, I'll just kill you instead of let you live your life happy. Jerk. Yeah, that makes sense. I was having trouble hitting that one in practice. So no, other than the easy frame, unfortunately no frames in this run, but that's, you know, par for the course, especially when I, you know, basically take away an attempt from myself. But that just means you get to see more. Well, okay. I meant to roll into that guy, and I hit him on the butt instead. So we're gonna do that. Basically, the optimizations here are just trying to hit these guys with barrels as soon as you can. Alright, good stuff. Imagine DKC endgame not being impossible. You know, it is impossible, unfortunately. It is impossible. Oh, I was only on 3. 1, 2, 3. He's like staring at the bird, like, what are you doing, bro? 2, 3, 4. Well, see you later, old Necky Senior. We are moving into our home stretch here. I gotta say, no frames, but other than my little, like, weird slip-up in ODA, this has been really good. I'm on 2. 1, 2. This is the worst one because he sits for like 2 whole seconds and it just throws me off every time. It's like every time I come back to this game like D-Rust, the first time I fight him, I immediately jump on the crown and get owned like an idiot. Oops, that was expecting delay there. The incentive will end. I mean, if we're cutting it off at the very end of this round, it will end in 1 minute. Did we get a donation, it looks like? You can go ahead and read that while I finish this up. Or unless...
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Clipper1 donated $20 to name the font name Raph. So it looks like we're gonna see Raph one more time. Well, not in person really, but his name at least. Because he's in the lead by $20 over Donnie with $5. So
Walrus says, but wait. Let me call time here in just a moment. And then if there's a snipe, we can go for it. And... time. GG.
GG.
Alright.
Clap,